On the 22nd of January 2024, the Ram Mandir is officially opened in Ayodhya. It's been a while since I've done a video here at Indian Opinion, and I wanted to share my honest opinions on what I think the Ram Mandir opening stands for our nation. Before we get started, I want to clarify that I'm on neither sides of the debate. I stay neutral on what this stands for us as a country, right? And what are the two sides of the debate? The first side is that we as Hindus or as a Hindu nation has started reclaiming our power, right? And that is what is the pro-debate towards building the Ram Mandir and the success in Ayodhya stands for, etc. Secondly, on the same day, my entire social media was divided between this and the Constitution of India being posted as it is, right? And the implication there is that we as a secular nation is going away from our secular roots. And that's what the Constitution stands for and the preamble of the Constitution stands for, right? I want to be very clear that I don't think either of this in absolution stays true, right? Both of them has its own values to contribute into. So I should not be termed as on one side of the debate at the end of this opinion, right? It's truly just what I think what this implies to us. So to start off with, what do I think is the biggest positive that I see in this, right? And it's not something that you think normally out of the blue. I honestly think the largest positive outcome of this is that for the first time in India, we have a political party that has set out to achieve what its agenda was. Hear me out clearly, right? The Bharatiya Janata Party, as it started on the roots of the RSS and the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, had one major goal, that we want to create a Hindu Rashtra, right? We don't believe in the secular narrative that's being propelled around the country, etc., right? So towards this, one of the most important things that they did and what became the Ram Mandir issue was the 1992 demolition of Babri Masjid. The masjid, for a little bit of context, was something that was created in the 1500s under the order of the First Mughal Empire and its leader Babur. And what is believed to have existed there before is mandir dedicated to Ram, as it was the birthplace of Ram, the Lord in the mythology Ramayana, right? And however, there is, to be very clear, no written evidence or proof in the Babarnama or any historical documents of the time that a mandir existed there and the same was demolished. But this has remained the belief, right? In the 1800s, a Maratha regiment wanted to lay claims and try to get a Ram Mandir built there, which did not happen. And later, in the 20th century, is when the claim comes back to power, right? Multiple attempts, multiple claims have been made. There was idols placed inside. In 1992, a mob led by the then VHS leader Adani and the BJP leader as well went in and demolished the masjid that was there. And there was one thing that they've been saying since then is that mandir yahan banayenge, which is we will build the mandir here, right? And that mandir was for Ram Janmabhoomi, which is the birthplace of Ram. For me, one of the most important takeaways is that that political movement, today in power for a decade and like contesting for the next one, has fulfilled its longest desire, longest promise to its voter base that mandir yahan banayenge, and the mandir is up. Right. In Indian history, we would not be able to find another political party that has come with one agenda and been able to achieve it to its fullest extent. You look at the National Congress, they've been saying that Garibi hatayenge, but which means that we will remove poverty. Poverty still remains. Aam Aadmi Party came with the promise that we'll have a Jan Lokpal bill and a corruption-free nation. We are still pretty much a corrupt nation, right? However, these are much broader themes to achieve as well. However, for the BJP, it has been that we will build the Ram Mandir and we will build a Hindu Rashtra, right? So they're clear on step one and they're moving towards the step two of creating a Hindu Rashtra. And that's where the problem begins, right? And that's where the secularity in the constitution comes into being. India is the largest Hindu country in the world, one of the only countries with a large population that is in majority at multiple places that like identify themselves as Hindu, right? However, we're not just a Hindu country. We have a lot of religions and we are a melting pot of religions and cultures. And hence, the minute we go ahead and say that we're going to create a Hindu Rashtra, we are going ahead and saying that we're going to throw away all the other value sets that we believe in as a nation. And that to me is scary, right? What it implies is not something that is clear. What would the Hindu Rashtra mean? Would it mean that the Hindu priorities come first? And if they do come first, is that a bad thing? More often than not, you look at any nation that has a religious majority with a religious aligned government, and when their priorities come first, it ends up bad for everybody else. We as a nation is built on the belief that everybody is equal. Will we be able to protect that? I don't know. However, one silver lining people see is that Hindus as a religious sect has been one that has not been able to take pride in the fact that we are Hindu. And it's a very tricky thing, right? Because even making this video, like I am born in a Hindu family, I have also always pushed away my Hindu identity. And let's say if I say something positive about my Hindu religion, in most circles today I am counted as a Sanghi, or let's say somebody who believes in the BJP or believes in Hindutva, etc. Right? Whereas Hinduism and Hindutva are completely different, but in some amount we've gone ahead and aligned ourselves in a way that we don't like our religion or are shy to say that we are Hindu. And the opening of this Ram Mandir is one step that goes ahead and says that you don't have to worry of being a Hindu. This nation or we as a country will support you, etc. Is that a good thing? Maybe. Is that a bad thing? Maybe. I don't know. But something that is clear is that everything will come at a cost. The minute we want to establish a Hindu Rashtra, it will come at the cost of secularism. It will come at the cost of us pushing other sectors or other religions out of our country or from the broader narrative of our country. Is that going to be a bad thing for our country? I don't know. Is being a Hindu Rashtra going to be a good thing for our country? I don't know. But the creation of the Ram Mandir signals that we are going to head towards that. And another thing towards the opening is that it's opened right in time for a general election coming in like a couple of months from now. And I often feel that this inaugural date was in line to when the electoral code of conduct would kick in. Combined with all of this, the BJP is clear that they want to go ahead and win the next election and maybe get to a 350 seat number. And this is definitely going to push that a long, long way ahead. And is that a good thing? And would they be able to create a nation that we don't identify with? I don't know. And these I don't knows is what puzzles me. And that's truly my opinion. What is the implication of Ayodhya and Ram Mandir being opened is something we don't know as a nation. Where is it going to escalate? Are we going to destroy more religious and like structures of other religions to create Hindu structures? Are we going to push down Hindu agendas on the throats of everybody else in the country? If that is to happen, we're going to destroy the social fabric of our nation. Else, if Hindus are getting empowered and everybody else who we believe is more empowered than us in terms of religious identity lives together in this nation, it's a more prosperous nation. We don't have to succumb or we don't have to be shy of being Hindu. And if that's the outcome, maybe that's a good thing. But this uncertainty troubles me. And I think that's my opinion. Where we are headed as a nation sounds to me like we're going towards a Hindutva nation. And what that means is something that's still unknown. Come elections in the next couple of months, we would know what would be the outcomes that the next government would want. And maybe the next 5 years or the next 10 years, we would see this pan out. But in history of India as a nation, Ayodhya Ram Mandir opening is going to be something that is defining beyond the day we got independence, probably when we look back 100 years from now.